Yeah. Gotta go for the goal, yeah, we gotta win. Our heart and the soul, yeah, we putting in the trenches with the bros, gotta play to win. One more play, then we in the ship. One more game, we gon' get a win. Fight through pain, I can never quit. One more play, then we in the ship. One more play, then we in the ship. Gotta go for the goal, yeah, we gotta win. Our heart and the soul, yeah, we putting in the trenches with the bros, gotta play to win. One more play, then we in the ship. One more game, we gon' get a win. Fight through pain, I can never quit. One more play, then we in the shit. One more play, then we in the shit. From the goal line,
Status Podcast.
Yeah, but we appreciate you, man. We've been trying to get you on for a minute. But
I think we was trying to. I was trying to get Leak the first. What are you trying to get him to be the first guest and
yeah,
stuff?
This is McKeesport. This is McKeesport, man.
Yeah,
you know, whenever you think about McKeesport, this is what you think about, right? You think about Leak, man. So whenever he comes to the port, it's gonna be a bunch of people pulling him in different directions. So
surely, man.
you know, we appreciate, you know, getting a chance to talk to you about your student athlete experience, talking about what you've been through in McKeesport, what you've been through at Michigan, and now, you know, professionally with Washington. Man, it's been a journey, but you know, your story couldn't have been nobody else's story, man. And you went about it, and you know, took your lumps and bruises and did what you had to do, and came out to where you are now, man. But we appreciate you.
Oh,
I appreciate y'all boys, man.
I remember coming home from college, working on the field, whatever. See Big Los out there with three young boys. Leak built like an ox. Working out. I'm college. I'm like, yeah, he gonna be a dog.
Man, talk about that. Like, 'cause whenever y'all boys was young, playing for Little Tigers, you, Curry, and Los. I ain't even gonna lie. I thought Curry was the hardest one out of all y'all.
Curry was me.
I thought Curry was the hardest one out of all of y'all.
He got the nickname Barry Sanders.
Yeah,
My
Curry was sick.
my cousin Charles said used to call him Curry Sanders.
And he was young
Yeah,
too,
was
and it was his
big
natural.
head.
Yeah, I was like, Curry's gonna be the hardest out of all three of them.
Yeah, Curry was that dude, man. But our dad always just instilled that hard work into us. Like, even, you know, like you said, from growing up and you seen us on the field and stuff, like, we was on the field when it was thunderstorming, raining, 95 degrees, no matter what it was, we was out there hitting up against each other, just us three. Like, we like, man, this is crazy. Like, but we get up, line up, get on your back, get up, and do it again. But it all paid off, you know what I mean?
For sure.
It got me to where I am today, but
Where do you think that came from? Why do you think your dad was pushing y'all like that?
I think just because he knew the potential that we had, and he just wanted to. He wanted us to make it bad. Like, he wanted us to be more than what he was. You know what I mean? He had to do what he had to do to provide for us and our family. So he knew he didn't want us to go down that same road. But you know what I mean? He had to do what he had to do. But he knew every day, like, we gonna work out, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. And you know, he was always strict in school. Like, he couldn't mess up in school at all. Every time I messed up, I'd be scared when the teacher say, I'm about to call your dad. I'd be like, please don't call my dad. Do not call my dad. Call my mom first. My mom would just holler at me. But
your dad ain't gonna play with you.
My dad ain't gonna play. But yeah, man, just he instilling that into us, always working hard, you know, always trying to be the best on the field, off the field, in school, and whatever we do. And you know, I just took that and kept running with it. You know, even when he passed away, I still think about the stuff that he told us. He instilled in us everything. You know, even when stuff is hard on the field, I hear my dad's voice. You can't forward. You got to keep going. You know what I mean? And I just use all that as motivation for me to keep going.
What's the biggest lesson you think you got from your pops?
My biggest lesson, I'll say, you know, always working to be the best, like never letting nobody else outwork you. Every level I was on, even from Little Tigers, I was always working to be the best. Even when I got to high school, you know, I played varsity in 9th grade, so I'm already the young boy on the team. I'm a young boy on the team.
Only ever.
Yeah, because I was during that different coach era.
Coach Ward.
And Coach Smith, you know, he wasn't with that. But
Coach Smith was
Leak, the only freshman in McKeesport history to date that played varsity.
At what point, whenever you was playing Little Tigers, did you feel like that football
Hold on,
was...
you keep saying Little Tigers. Don't forget about White Oaks.
White Oaks,
either.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't forget White Oaks.
A lot of boys forget about White Oaks.
But that's where everybody started. Everybody started out White Oaks.
White Oak. White Oak created the dogs, yo.
No, it definitely
It
did. It definitely did.
Man, White Oak, man. Oh, man.
At
Number
what
37.
At what point through White Oak and McKeesport, it might have been at White Oak, it might have been in the Port. At what point did you feel like football was your gift, or was it when you got older? Like when did you feel like you was the man? From the jump.
Yeah, from the jump. When I got the White Oak, I just fell in love with football. I started when I was 4 years old. I think you usually start when you're 5 or 6 or something. My dad put me in there early.
Yeah, of course.
You know how he was. So, man, just from the start, man, always just, being out there, looking up to my older brother, Carlos, looking up to other guys as well, and I just had fun being out there. Like, I love contact. I like hitting people. Yeah, I mean, I like running around. I like doing all that. And, over the years, I just kept, getting better and better and better. When I first started for White Oak, I was playing defense. I was playing DN. Sean Robb and them boys was running the ball and doing all that, doing what they had to do. But I think I ain't started playing offense until my first year at McKeesport on the Pee-wees. Yeah. That's when I started playing offense. And then from there, man, it just took off.
It definitely took off. And throughout that whole process, everybody in the Port knew, like, not even just you, like Lowe's and Curry too. It was like, man, these three, like, these boys is going to be it. Not all of them, at least one of them is going to be it, man. For real. Did you feel like you had pressure on you to make it?
I didn't feel like I had pressure on me. No, I feel like I had the best support system out of, anybody. Like, how McKeesport is. They going to support. And, you know what I mean? I never feel like I had haters or nothing like that. Yeah. Like, I always feel like all the love people want to show them was, from the bottom of their heart. And they really, what they were saying to me is truly how they felt. You know what I mean? And, me, myself, I'm an open guy. I'm, always being nice to everybody. So I just took it as, they want me to make it. I'm going to put the city on my back. And I'm going to try my best to be the best me. You know what I mean?
I do say that everywhere you went, just watching you, every time talk, it's always McKeesport. McKeesport definitely represent. I appreciate that. Everybody appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Always, man. Because a lot of people don't know it's hard. It's hard to make it out of McKeesport, man. With all the stuff that has happened, our boys passing away, stuff happening, and your city going downhill, and you know what I mean. I hold McKeesport. That's like my heart. Right. Everything I do, I always shout out McKeesport. I'm a representation of McKeesport, I feel like.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So everything I do got to be on point, A1 with everything. That's why, when I do good, I always shout out McKeesport. It's Port made. Always got somebody's name written on my wrist every game. All my boys who passed away, because it's bigger than just me. This is about everybody. You know what I mean? I make it, everybody make it. Everybody's happy. So, you know what I mean? I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, and each year is going to get bigger and bigger. And by the time I'm done, the whole world gonna know about McKeesport.
Yeah, and that's the mission, right? That's the goal. And I feel like, you carrying that on your shoulders, like there's nobody else better to right now at this point, right? Because ever since you was that big, man, people always felt like he's gonna be the one to carry you, right? And do you think that stemmed from the love that the city has for your dad?
I feel like it's just who I am. I mean, I'm just like so passionate about where I come from. Like all the stuff that I've been through, like it plays in my head like a movie. Like I don't really say much, but I have a lot of stuff in my mind that I remember. I just reminisce on like everything, just like the smallest of memories that I have, just of anything. Like I cherish the memories because them was made me who I am. Like them is the memories that was making me happy. Memories that made me sad. My dad passing away. Like all that stuff plays in my head every day. You know what I mean? And that's what keeps me going every single day, trying to be the best me.
With your dad passing, where did you find like the motivation after he passed? Because he was such a big, motivator for you, push you guys. After he passed, what was your support? What drove you to keep going?
I'm glad you asked that because I feel like the situation itself drives me to keep going. I remember like it was yesterday when it first happened. I was laying down in the bed. We had a scrimmage the next day versus Penn Hills, I believe so. I remember my mom just came in the room, was like, come on, like something bad happened to your dad. Like, come on, like I'm tired as heck. I'm just like, you know what I mean? Put my stuff on, I'm in the car, but as I'm in the car, I'm thinking like, what happened? You know what I mean? I'm thinking like, where like my dad passed? Like my mom's like crying a little bit. So we get to my grandma's house. My mom parked, as soon as I get out the car, Carlos just runs up to me and was like, give me the biggest hug ever. Like, we're both crying, like, da-da-da. And, you know, her dad passed away and stuff like that. And at that moment, it was just, like, anger. Like, I was pissed. Like, I was mad as hell. Like, somebody, you know, killed my dad and stuff. And that night was the maddest I've ever was, I feel like, in my life. Like, I feel like if I had, like, a weapon on me at that point right now, like, I'd have went to do something crazy. But, you know, I just use the situation. I didn't use the situation for a reason to retaliate. You know what I mean? I use it as like motivation. Like God took my dad away from me. You know what I mean? My dad was the person who pushed me every day, the person who took me to practice, the person who made sure I was always doing good in school. He took that person away from me to see if I really wanted it still. You know what I mean? To see if I was gonna keep going, keep pushing, keep using what my dad instilled in me to keep going for my family, for my friends, for my city. You know what I mean? So I just use the situation as motivation. Like, I didn't use it as a reason to retaliate to nobody. I didn't, you know what I mean? I just tried to find the good out of it. You know what I mean? Even though it's a tragedy, like somebody took my dad away from me, you know what I mean, from my family. You know, it is what it is, but, you know what I mean? I put it behind me. Like, I've been put it behind me. Like, I stopped being mad about it. Like I said, I just tried to find, you know, the light. I tried to think about the memories that he left, you know what I mean, with me and my brothers and my family. You know what I mean? I tried to look at it in a positive way because when I was thinking about it in a negative way, it was going to drive me crazy.
At what point, how long did it take you to channel that anger into motivation?
Really, like, it took a minute. I forget exactly how long it took, but it took a little minute because, like I said, he was a big part of my life. Like, my dad was everything. He was everything for everybody. You know what I mean? Not just me, his kids, and his family and stuff. Everybody loved my dad.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So I can't say how long it took exactly, but I just know I eventually got over it, and I use it as motivation. Like, that's the only thing I think about. God took my dad away from me to challenge me. And I'm gonna step up to the plate, and I'm gonna take it as a challenge, and I'm gonna work and do what I gotta do.
What year did that happen? Like when you were a junior?
2013. I was going to my sophomore year. It was the night that happened. I had a scrimmage that morning.
Yeah.
And you know, my family was like, you know, are you still want to play in the game and stuff, da da da. And Carlos, my older brother, was like, yo, like our dad would want us to play like we're playing, and we're going to snap, and we're going to, you know, let all of our anger out. So like, that was the most emotional game it wasn't even a game, it was a scrimmage, but that was the most emotional game / scrimmage that I ever played in. You know, like, even before we was warming up, I'm just crying, bawling. I can't even stretch. Like, I'm just heated. Like, my fist is balled, and, you know, we went out there and did our thing. You know, we ended up beating Pitt Hills and stuff, but yeah, like, you know what I mean? That whole situation was just crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
No, I couldn't imagine either. I mean, but for you to be able to use that and turn it into motivation it's a testament to you and your strength, because a lot of people, you know, would have went downhill after that. Like, you know, you lose the closest person to you, the person that's been motivating you your whole life, and now that person is gone. That's an easy excuse to spiral.
Exactly.
Right? That's an easy excuse to spiral, but you didn't. You used it as motivation, and you kept moving forward, man. And that's a testament, you know, to you, and that's a testament to your pops, you know, for instilling that into you, and you know, giving you the strength and the motivation and the courage and the toughness. It's like, that's what he's been putting into you your whole life.
Exactly.
Right? So whenever that happened, all of that just came out. Everything that your dad instilled into you.
He left an impact before he left. I remember, I still hear it sometimes. Like, you look up at the stand, you from Lawboro, you smoke Marlboro.
I remember one memory I got. Actually, I ain't gonna lie, I actually heard his voice in the game, bro. I forget whether it was junior or senior year. And you can see it on the film too. If you go on Huddle, I forget exactly what game it was, a home game, right before the play started. I forget exactly what he said, but I heard his voice, bro. And you can see me on film. I looked in the stands. In the play that they said, they snapped the ball and everything. The play was still going. I was looking, and I turned back. I'm like, oh, the play started. But, bro, I'll never forget that moment, bro. That was crazy.
Man, you hear him every game. You know
that was crazy.
So I remember the one time, I think it might have been you or Kurt. You don't score, you don't eat. Get cookies for dinner. Get cookies for dinner.
Bro, this one time, man. This one time, we was, I think it was our first game of the season, Little Tigers. Like in the morning when we woke up, he made us get in the shower and stuff, got us some food. He was like, yeah, if you don't get 5 touchdowns, you ain't eating tonight. So I'm like, all right, bet. Like, you know what I mean? That's cool. We playing West Springfield, so we killed them. I got 4 touchdowns right now. But I had this big hit, bro. My head was feeling crazy. I think I had a crazy migraine. I'm like, Coach Pearl, please put me back in. Like, bro, please put me back in. My dad said I ain't gonna eat if I don't score 5 touchdowns. He's like, nah, Leaky, you're good. Man, I was crying on the sidelines. And my dad was like, I went to the stands. He's like, you ain't eating, you ain't scored 5. I was like, man, that was just, it was funny, man. It was good times, man.
For sure.
Good times. My dad was crazy, man.
Yeah, no, I know he's smiling now.
Yeah,
man.
definitely, man.
Definitely.
Definitely. And he's been smiling for years because what you're doing now, you've been doing it for a long time, right? I remember your sophomore year after the season was over when your highlight tape dropped. Man, I seen that, and I sent it. As soon as I seen it, I sent it to Coach Brown, and I said, listen, I'm doing this for you, not for him. You need to go get this kid.
Yeah.
And he was like, he's a dude. But he was at BC at the time, so he didn't really recruit him because he figured like we probably ain't gonna get him here. But as soon as he went to Michigan, he started recruiting.
They ended up starting recruiting me hard because Al Washington was there. He was the running backs coach.
Yeah.
And they was recruiting me to play running back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. They was recruiting me to play running back and stuff. But I ended up, like you said, going to Michigan, and Coach Brown ended up going there too. So it all ended up paying off.
Wait, Michigan was recruiting you to play running back?
No, Boston College was. BC was. Yeah, that's how it happened for real. At first, I was getting offers for defense, but then that was my sophomore year. I was getting offered for defense, but then my junior year came out, I started running the ball way more. Yeah. Then my offers started turning into running back. No defense at all. But then towards the end of my junior year, in my senior year, they ended up just recruiting me as athlete. That's what that was my position. I was just athlete. Yeah. So that's crazy.
When you was in the port, what did you like more, defense or offense?
I really like defense more. Our offense was cool. You know what I mean? I would do my thing when I got the ball, but ain't nothing like hitting somebody. Yeah. Like that's the best feeling to me. Like, you know what I mean?
So you already knew it was like, I'm not playing offense.
Yeah, I already knew. Well, I mean, going to Michigan, I thought I was gonna play both ways because that's what Jabril was doing, which is crazy. You know, he went both ways, and he was in the running for the Heisman. Then the next year I came in. I started the position that he played, and I had my stats defensively was better than his, and I was thinking like, only if they would have put me on offense, I'd have touched the ball a little bit. I'd have been in the race too. Like if my stats was better than his, you know what I mean? He was good and all, he was great. I learned half of the stuff that I was doing from him, but man, if my stats was better than his, all you had to do was give me the ball a couple times. I'd have made something work. I'd have been in the Heisman race. But no, Coach Brown, he didn't want me playing offense because he said I was too valuable for our defense and stuff like that. So it was what it was. But
you ain't try to get back on no punt returns or nothing?
Nah, that ain't me no more. That was never me for real. I was just back there. I mean, I don't want to be back there no more, man. I'm cool. Get one of
them headshots.
Yeah. Cause I know what I be thinking when I'm running down kickoff, and I don't want nobody trying me like that. Heck no.
Going back to high school, man, because to me, Khaleke the best high school player to ever come out of McKeesport football-wise.
That I've seen. Yeah, I can't speak on nobody previous.
I've seen Khaleke's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Who's your top 5 McKeesport high school players? That
you've seen.
Excluding you.
Excluding me. That I seen?
Yeah.
Or that I just know of?
Not that you've seen. Because we can't really speak on, like, we could easily say Brandon Short, but I never seen Brandon Short play. Heard he was a dog.
That I seen. I won't put Fat Man in there.
Yeah, that's my number. Nah.
Even though he didn't get the ball as much as he should have, I got to put Juice in there.
Okay.
I feel like Juice was crazy. He was a crazy athlete. Crazy athlete. That I seen.
Got 3 more.
See, it's crazy because
so
like it's so crazy. I can't leave nobody out. I can't leave nobody out. It's just like You gotta come back to that question. I gotta think about it a little bit more. I gotta think about it.
What's your top 5, cuz?
Top 5 that I seen, no particular order. I got Leak, Fat, Trav McBride, Vase, and just being a defensive lineman and learning from him, Peeps. Larry Good. You know what I mean? I got it though, just because I'm a D lineman and you don't get love, and everything I learned from him and took it to the next level.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? So that'll be my 5.
No doubt. If I had to give you a 5, I'm gonna say Leak number 1 for sure. I'm putting Fat in my top 5. I'm putting Trav in my top 5. I'm putting Vase in my top 5, and I'm putting Cam in my top 5.
Yeah.
Ooh,
if I ain't show love to Peeps, Cam will be there.
All right, after hearing what y'all say, I'm gonna keep my 2 in there. So I'm gonna keep Fat, and I'm gonna keep Juice in there too. And I'm gonna put Travis McBride in there. I'm gonna put Cam in there. And my last one. It's too hard. It's way too hard.
I got Trav right after Leak. I got Leak and then Trav right after Leak and then Fat right after Trav.
I got Fat right after Leak.
Yeah.
Just gonna shrink that.
D-Raw was mean too.
D-Raw was hard too.
D-Raw was mean. There's a couple mean boys, man. There's a couple mean boys. I'm gonna just put D-Raw so we get
Put D-Raw in the top 5.
D-Raw was nice. D-Raw was crazy.
Yeah, especially our senior year.
Yeah.
If he would have did what he did our senior year, his junior year, he would
have been hard because you got Nico.
That's what I'm saying.
Nico was a dog.
Nico was a dog.
He couldn't get all them touches whenever Nico was.
Did y'all
back
watch
there.
Cope? I never seen
No,
it.
state
Cope was
championship.
on the same-
Cope could be up there easily.
Crazy.
Cope can be up there easily. Like the same way you throw Cam up in there, you can throw Cope up in there. That's why you said so
I'm
hard.
gonna put Vase too. Vase.
You gotta take somebody out now.
I'm gonna take D-Rob. I love D-Rob though. He was a dog though, but Vase. I forgot about Vase. I forgot about Vase. And he can still go out there.
That whole 5, everybody's pretty consistent. Everybody was dogs up there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Everybody who touched the ball there was dogs.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
I feel like a lot of boys skip Juice though.
Nah,
I didn't
Juice
see.
was.
I didn't see.
That's what I
Juice
said.
was crazy.
I watched one game with y'all. He was a dog. Allen's a dog, but
on defense, dog.
Yeah. But it's just hard, like, cause I seen a great player. I think he's better than Vander though. Shout out Vander. That's my dog.
I just wouldn't say.
Little bro, I gotta go little bro over big bro. But nah, Juice could definitely be up in there too. Like that's why it's so hard for the port to name your top 5. You got so many dogs,
so many different genders. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That touch the ball, we run a triple, so everybody touch the ball. You see different glimpses of it. Like, you know what I mean? And then I just show love to Peeps just because the strength that no lineman's getting no love. Like, you know what I mean? So me being lineman, that's what I'm saying. Me being lineman, I noticed that. I noticed the little things, learn from him. Like, man, he's easily top 5.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
Same way I vouch for all the other 4, I'm vouching for him too.
Yeah, no.
Like, you know what I mean?
I'm not mad at you for putting Peeps in your top 5 because Peeps was crazy.
Peeps was crazy. It's too many, man. It's too many. There's too many of us.
You gotta go top 20.
Yeah, go top 20.
Sure.
No order. Still put them in order. It'd be hard. Like, I be thinking of the people like nobody be really talking about. Like, I feel like Bud was mean. Like,
Bud
he was crazy at receiver.
So I didn't get to see him play. That's why I was at school.
We are in the option offense, so he didn't really have that. I mean, was he running
option?
No, he wasn't. But when he was like, when they was throwing that bitch up to him, man, he was coming down with it every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
But we didn't really get to see no other receivers for real.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see nobody else at receiver. Like you got Manny, but Manny was super hard too.
Manny was a dog. Row 4.
Row
4.
I'm done.
Yeah, he was too many to go.
Stop it. I'm done, man. It's too many fools.
Just from 2005 to like now, it's way too many. But you can go from 2005 to now. And you
can name 50 boys.
Easy. And that's not even included because people that I remember playing that I could go far as back as Cecil Howard that I can vouch for.
Yeah.
Like Cecil was the dog. Like he was the #1 rated option quarterback coming out the country.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So from that era to now is what I can vouch for, who I can see. Anybody before like 99. I really can't speak on. Like, you know what I mean? So I can say that
was the first year that I could remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember him, Jamie Goodwin, Jason Williams, them boys, they was dogs. That's what I'm saying. With the Port's talent, you can go top 50 and still struggle.
Even from before that, what I just heard of, like,
You like,
It's like my
I
Uncle
forget.
Lance and
Yeah,
them,
that's what I'm saying.
What's the
was talking
comedy? What's his name? They said he was mean.
Big Drew.
Yeah,
Yeah, Drew was hard. We
They
was
said he
talking
was
to
mean.
we was talking to Smitty one day at a cookout. He said Lance, the hardest hitter to ever come through the pool. I said, what about Khaleke? He said Lance. Smitty said Lance, the hardest hitter to ever come
Man,
through
they
the
said he
pool.
hit a boy to the track. Man, you know how far the track is from the turf,
boy.
from the inbounds to the track. That's crazy.
Oh, bro, you gotta stop the game.
And it
Time out, man.
better have been raining or snow.
Better than you slid, yeah.
He flew out there.
And it's dry like this.
That's crazy.
That's ill, man.
You can go either way. Like that's what I'm saying. Like so, it's hard. Like even just it's hard for us. Imagine people like are older than us, like our pops and stuff like that. Like
they could do probably top.
that's what they got to do. Top 100. Like you know what I mean. And for real, when we did our top 5, we left out like people like who play like defensive linemen, offensive linemen, receivers who wasn't really getting the look. Like so, we left out a lot of boys. Like you know what I mean.
Warren Butt used to be
My cuz Warren. Shout out to my cuz Warren, man. He was
dog.
He was a dog.
Like there's too many boys in there. You could be on it. We could do a whole hour and a half just on this subject.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, easy.
Who was because I was having a discussion with some of my boys the other day. Who's the best? Who's your top 3 two-way? Because I had you in my best two-way.
I'm putting myself in a two-way
Football and
conversation.
basketball. We had you at 1.
I think if. Now this is the biggest if, but if Day would have played football, he'd have been the best.
But you can't do that though. So.
But I think the best two-way player, I'm putting myself in there, humbly speaking. I'm putting Manny in there. And probably Trav.
I'm going base. I'm
going
base.
You can say base too. I think it's a toss.
Fat Man in there.
Fat would be my top 5. Fat would be my top 5.
Fat was mean and
Fat be my. I would go you, Manny, and Vase. Yeah. And then Fat, and then Trav. Yeah.
I think that's a good list.
Yeah.
That list is a lot easier than there's boys that was dogs and
hoops,
and
but
dogs
two
and
way,
football,
right? Yeah.
But there wasn't too many that was dogs
like
and both. That really stood out.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people who played both and was good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
but
saying?
you ain't had that it factor in both.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Cause now when I used to go to the games, I was watching you boys dunking on boys. Even at Renzi, who you dunking on at
A whole
Renzi?
bunch of people.
Somebody at Renzi was crazy.
It was unforgettable.
Even with Boys and Girls Club growing up, you saw he be reffing and stuff, be hooping periodically and stuff. I'm like, yeah, he's mean.
Yeah, it was
Two
crazy.
ways mean.
Yeah, those Renzi days was unbelievable, man. And y'all boys was young, so y'all boys used to come down just to watch.
I swear.
Yeah, we used to be going crazy.
Playing football on the side or something. Rocks or something crazy.
So, all right, getting back to the McKeesport days, how early in your career did you feel like you was Division I?
I knew from my freshman year.
Ninth
Because I knew I was going to force it. I wasn't going to force it, meaning like try to do too much or you know what I mean, go out of my character to do something, but working wise, like I'm gonna force myself to go do. I'm gonna force them coaches to come here to recruit, to offer me, and then that's gonna put on for the people who's coming behind me. They gonna keep coming. We need to go back to McKeesport. We seen Hudson this, Hudson that. Who else is there? You know what I mean? He did all this. He put McKeesport on the map for that when he was in high school and stuff. But yeah, you know, I knew from freshman year because I knew I was gonna keep working. I knew nothing was gonna stop me. You know what I mean? So when Coach Ward gave me the opportunity to play 9th grade, I took it and ran with it. Yeah, I'm gonna start middle linebacker on varsity. Like I don't even know. I think I was 13 or 14 years old or something. Like I'm young as hell out there. So I just knew from that point on, like it's time. Like I got my chance. I got my opportunity. You know what I mean? Now it's time to go.
For the kids watching, if there's only one aspect that could have stopped you from going D1, what would have it been? Holistically, not even thinking just on the field.
I feel like there was a bunch of times where my friends went to go do something or was going to go to a party or was going to go, you know what I mean, do something they was going to do, and I just had to go home. Mm-hmm. I feel like that discipline right there to know who to be around, when to be around them, where to be, what time to go in at night, because I mean, there's plenty of times where I was called like, "Oh, Leak, you're soft. You're going home, this and that." Like, "Oh, you don't want to stay?" I'm like, "No, I'm cool. Like, I gotta get up tomorrow. Like, I gotta do this. I gotta do that." So, just having that inside of you to stay focused, you know what I mean? Because it's easy to get distracted. Like, even in today's days, even way more, even easier to get distracted with social media and all that. That really started popping when I was coming up. It started really skyrocketing. So, just staying focused, doing what you're supposed to do, and not being a follower. I feel like that's the most important things to start out with to become being who you want to become. You got to be able to get past that right there.
No doubt. What about academically?
Academically, always got to keep your grades up. You know what I mean? And
How was it for you whenever you were young, coming into high school academically?
Transition.
I was a goofball. Like I wasn't even bad. I wasn't like doing bad stuff. I was just like goofing off, like me and Josh say, like always goofing off. Y'all know already, always around Jig, just doing funny stuff, man. And it really turned around for me my sophomore year, because school starting to come in, recruit me and stuff, and they were looking at my grades. Like they weren't the worst, but they also weren't the best, like where they needed to be. And I remember like only Pitt, West Virginia, and Temple offered me, but other schools were coming in as well. But it's like, we can't offer you because you got to meet this requirement with the grades and stuff. And like at that moment right there, I knew like I can't keep this up. Like I got to lock in. Like I got to put 100% into school and football. And my junior and senior year, I had the honor with both years, and that's when all my offers started pouring in and stuff. But it was at that moment, right? I forget what coach it was, what team it was, but like that's when reality hit me. You know what I mean? Like when he said like we can't offer you until like this change. That's when I started going to I started going like Charlie Kiss and them, like Miss Berry, like what I gotta do, this and that. Like boom, I gotta go to summer school. It is what it is. I put myself in this situation. I gotta go to summer school. I had to do that. I was working like in the summer with the cutting grass and stuff. I was doing that while also going to summer school. So I had to make a lot of sacrifices, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it paid off, and I'm glad that situation happened. Like, I'm glad he didn't offer me because my grades weren't where they're supposed to be, because who knows? Like, I could have still just been goofing off and just been in, like, another statistic, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's important because, like, there's a lot of people that we could sit here and name and say, man, that boy was D1, that boy was D1, that boy was D1, but the backstory is that boy ain't had the grades to go D1.
Exactly.
We are disciplines like that.
And that's just the truth. So whenever you got your first 3 offers, at what point did it start to pick up and get crazy?
End of my sophomore year, when the last quarter or 2 quarters, like I had really good grades. I had good grades at the end of my sophomore year. And that's when it really started pouring in that off season, because I started doing like some 7-on-7 stuff. My name was buzzing. Like I was like I was like top 100 underclassmen or whatever it was, top 300 or 100 underclassmen in the country and stuff. So at that point on, I started doing the 7-on-7 stuff. I start always posting that I'm working out and stuff like that. I'm talking to more coaches and stuff. So I feel like after my sophomore year, it started going crazy going into my junior year.
Is that when that one hand
Yeah,
catch?
I was saying, video.
What was that? Yeah,
That was
You
going
jumped
to my
over,
senior year.
boy.
That was going to my senior. We was going to
going
the
on the
field,
field,
playing around,
yeah.
getting some work in. After we was done, I'm like, yeah, Jig, stand right here. I jumped over Jig.
Yeah.
I'm like, bend over a little bit. I'm gonna jump, catch. I had crazier catches than that, bro. I had in the air like one hand.
And the sickest thing, you can't even catch for real.
I can't really catch that good. But when I need to catch it, I'm gonna catch it. When I need to. But yeah, I was going into my senior year, and that really put a lot of buzz on me too. Yeah, I was like, I feel like I started that trend for real.
Yeah.
If you really look at it, as soon as I did that, it started going viral, and then now everybody started doing like 2 backflips, catching 2 balls and stuff, and I'm like, you know what I mean? I was the first one to do that. I was the first one to do that. Yeah. So.
What school, whenever you was young, what school came in? You was like, dang, I can't believe them boys just came in and saved me. Like, who was the first school that made you feel like that? Whenever you went home and told all your boys.
Listen, I never told nobody.
I'm about to say I heard a little birdie about a team that you wanted.
Look, I never told nobody. I feel ashamed saying it too.
All right.
I wanted to go to Ohio State.
Yep.
I always wanted to go to Ohio State. When Coach Meyer came in, he came to the high school. I talked to him. They didn't offer me. And then somebody else, a different coach, I think it was Luke Fickle. He came in couple weeks or later, whatever it was, and they still ain't offered me. But when I knew they came in for me, like I'm like, yo, this is the craziest thing ever. Like this is it. Like I'm about to get the Ohio State offer, about to commit soon. You only gotta say as soon as you say I'm committing. Like, as soon as you say that I'm committing. But yeah, they never offered me and all. But I mean everything happens for a
probably
reason.
sick,
So,
man.
We all play.
They I think they wanted. It was either me or Jordan Fuller
Oh,
for the safety position. I think he committed, so like they end up not offering me and stuff. But I mean, yeah, it is what it is. But I don't like to tell everybody that. I like to keep that under the rug. You know
Keep
what I
that
mean?
go blue going.
Yeah.
So you wanted to go to Ohio State bad. Why the heck did you end up going to Michigan?
Michigan actually started recruiting me like my senior year. So like I ain't talked to him at
That's
all
when Coach Brown went there.
junior or so that's when Coach Brown went there. Yeah, that's when they started recruiting. I was over Fordery's house, and I got like a random phone call out of nowhere. I'm like, hello. He's like, yeah, it's just Jim Harbaugh with Michigan and stuff. We want to call you. We want to offer you a scholarship and stuff. And I'm like,
They offered you on the first.
That's the
phone
first
call?
conversation?
I think they did. I
That's
swear.
sick.
I think they did. And I also talked on the phone with Coach Partridge too. He was the special teams coordinator at the time. I talked on the phone with him, but yeah, that whole situation was crazy too. Cause I really ain't know nothing about Michigan until they offered me.
You
Like,
know nothing about the
I
Wolverines?
swear, I was all O State. Like, my favorite team was O State. I wasn't even like really into the rivalry for real.
For real?
Like swear, like I didn't really know too much about it. I just knew I wanted to go to Ohio State.
Yeah.
That's all. But yeah, I took my visit up there and I had fun. Like I had a ball. Like even like everything that Michigan stands for, I feel like I stand for the same thing. You know what I mean? Like the hard work, they instill into the players, like with the academics and stuff. Like you have a great degree and all that, and it was a far enough distance, but it was close enough to home as well. Like I didn't want to go too far because I ain't gonna lie, I really liked UCLA. I took an official visit out there earlier in the year, and it was beautiful. It's LA. We from here. We from McKeesport. We ain't never been out in California, so just that whole situation, seeing different people, seeing how they live out there and stuff, which is mind blowing for real.
Right, yeah.
But I knew I can't come here. Like I was way too far. Ain't nobody gonna come out here see me. They was pitching that you be the next Miles Jack because he was playing linebacker and snapping at running back. So like that was low key getting me too. Like all right, eventually picking Michigan. It really came down to Penn State with Michigan.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, I want to tell you, I wanted to commit to Penn State, which is crazy. I called them and I'm like, this was my junior year. I called them. I'm like, I'm ready to commit. But I wanted to commit even before that, like end of my sophomore year, because I was just like starstruck for real. Like I said, I liked Ohio State, but Penn State was kind of like it's right there. You know what I mean? Penn State was a good school too.
Yeah.
So they was like, actually, they was one of the teams who said they not gonna offer me until my grades get better. Boom. So my grades ended up getting better. Junior year, I wanted to commit, but they said, I'm sorry, like we can't take your commitment and stuff. And I was crying on the phone. I was crying on the phone with Coach Franklin and Coach Terry Smith, who used to coach at Gateway. Yeah, I was crying on the phone. I was like kind of confused, like why? You know what I mean? Y'all wanted me. Like now I'm ready to get back. I got my grades up and everything.
Right.
Like now I'm ready to commit, but they were deciding between if they wanted me or this other safety who ended up going to Stanford. His name is Andrew Pritz.
Okay.
His highlights was crazy. He's a hard ass hitter, but that look he rubbed me the wrong way. Like y'all wanted me, and now I want to come, and now y'all ain't take me. So going into my senior year, I had a good senior year. I balled out and stuff, and it was tweaking. And it's like, oh, like this is you, like this is your home state. But I'm like, the damage is already done for y'all. Right. I still, I still got love for y'all and stuff, but like, y'all ain't want me when I wanted y'all, you know what I mean? Now I don't want y'all no more. Now y'all, you know what I mean, calling and stuff. But it's still love to this day with me and Coach Terry and Coach Franklin and stuff. Like, I still view them as like one of my coaches that I've never had. But yeah, I wanted to go to Penn State, but you know, it ended up not happening how it was supposed to. But
we gotta get Coach Terry on the podcast too, man.
So what ultimately made you pick Michigan?
It came down to really just I wanted to get away from home for real. Like I didn't want to. Penn State was kind of too close for real. Like I wanted to kind of get away, live my own life. You know what I mean? Grow up as a man on my own. And I feel like that was the perfect place.
That art was nice. Man.
Nice as hell. Football wise, academic wise, making new relationships with people and stuff like that. Like the opportunity's endless from going there. Yeah. So I couldn't pass on that opportunity right there, and take that.
So how was it? Because we went up to the game when we came up to see you play at Penn State. Mm-hmm. So it came down to Penn State, Michigan. Coaches, was there any animosity or any drive to really want that game?
He was probably sick. I got blasted too.
It's crazy. I had a good game that game too. That was my sophomore year. I had a good game. I almost had a crazy pick. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
He threw it. I jumped in the air, dropped it though. But no, we played them like I always wanted to go hard. You know what I mean? I always wanted to make an impact. But before the game, I knew all the players too. Like from going up there, visiting plenty of times and stuff. Like I was like, what's good, leak, like ball out. I say what's up to the coaches, pregame, all that. So I mean, it was cool before the game, but when the game was actually going on, when that ball was on the turf and stuff, it was time to go.
Oh, absolutely.
Wasn't no friends from there on, but yeah, every time we played them, I look, you took it personal. Yeah, they were definitely personal every single time.
There's something you just said. When that ball's on the turf, ain't no more friends. Mm-hmm. I think that mindset get lost a lot of times. Everybody want to be, because I know you. I'm gonna take it easy on you. You go to the other school. Nah, like you know what I mean. So yeah, you're gonna have fun. Like they don't talk about that. That mindset that is just it's you or me. Regardless if I know you, we friends, whatever. When we're on that football field, it's you or me.
Yeah, I feel like if I know you, that's gonna make me even go even harder. Like I'm gonna show you, I'm not playing around with you. Like, it's dead serious. You know what I mean? I got a goal I'm trying to get to. You in my way right now. But yeah, just playing against guys who you've been playing against, like Miles and DeMar, playing against them guys. Even guys who I've met along the way through recruiting and stuff, playing against them. It's like it's always a good feeling. That I mean, he come from the same area, not the same area, but Pittsburgh.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's doing his thing too, but. Then when we on the field, it's war. You know what I mean? It's war with everybody. Ain't no friends on the field because I'm trying to feed my family. You trying to feed your family. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's only one person gonna be able to do it if we going against each other.
Right. So
it's got to be me. Ain't no choice. It got to be me. So that's the mentality I always got, and that come from like I said earlier, my dad. Right. Just instilling that. You know what I mean? And what you say, I'm saying stuff on the sideline. Batting with other parents and stuff. Like, my son's going to win. My son's going to do that. Like, I still take that same mentality. Like, you know what I mean? I got to make my dad proud. Like, he ain't here, but he's still here. He's still watching. He's still in my heart and stuff. So, like I said, man, every game I just got that same mentality. Like, it's time. It's time to go. Like, got to go. I got to meet.
Right.
And if I don't, should I pay the price?
Sure. That's how it is, man. What was so you get to Michigan as a freshman. What was the most difficult transition from high school senior to college freshman? Football and academic. The holistic approach of being a student athlete.
Academically, I feel like it was kind of. I feel like it was kind of tough and easy, low key, because the support system and what they do for us, they got the academic centers, they got all the resources for us to go and get extra credit or do some extra studying and stuff. But it also comes with the distraction too, going up there, there's females and stuff. Right. How college is, there's females, and what I mean, you're on your own now. You're in the dorms and stuff. You got new friends. Y'all out, go out and stuff, have some fun. So you got to find that happy medium. But I feel like the transition was really just learning how to be on myself now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just learn how to be a man, learn how to grow up, learn how to be on time for stuff, you know what I mean? Because in high school, I was always, I just show up, whatever, not really, caring about being on time and stuff. But in college, being on time with everything, making sure everything's done, like, and it was hard too. You know what I mean? Like I said, being by yourself. Now you're free. There's no one to tell you, no, don't do this, or you should be doing this. Da da da. It's all on you. That's why I feel like a lot of guys really don't go through what they were supposed to do. You know what I mean? Because of distraction and stuff. And I mean, there's other reasons as well. But and on the football side, I feel like the hardest thing to overcome was not being like that guy. You know what I mean?
Everybody's the
gotta
man.
be a small fish again. You know what I mean? I'm a small fish in a big pond. Like in McKeesport, I was a big fish in the small pond.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now I'm the small fish in a big pond. So getting over that, but that's where the special teams factor really start amping up for me. Like I knew I wasn't gonna play in front of because Delano Hill was in front of me at safety. I played safety when I first got there. I didn't play linebacker. And then at the Viper position, it was Jabril, so I knew it was slim for me to play. I mean, I was only gonna play if he was blowing somebody out. So the only way I would be able to show what I could do was through special teams, and that's when, like I said, special teams just flew through the roof for me. Like Coach Partridge, like really instilling like hard work, firing off the ball, making sure I'm clasping right, making sure I'm always blocking, doing what I gotta do, and that. I took that and just ran with it. You know what I mean?
How big was that support academically? Because Michigan, you don't have any other experiences with the academic centers, but like Michigan is over the top with the support.
Mm-hmm.
Like the budget that they have for tutors and mentors and things like that is through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
How important was your tutors and your mentors through that?
They were very important. Personally, Clay was like, Clay played a big role in my life, real. He's like a big brother for me, always going to the AC. And there was days where, like, you don't want to be in there, you tired from football, but, like, he's like, come on, big dog. Like, you got to keep going, you got to keep pushing, even with the help from the mentors, from, for instance, like, I think you might know Lisa and, a couple of them girls who was helping with us and stuff. So that's very important, you know what I mean? Having the people supporting you, making sure you get that stuff done. Making sure you're always on point with everything. And like I said, Clay was one of the main reasons why I kept pushing. I mean, I was able to keep going. He was helped me with my class and stuff, making sure I got this grade to this grade, whatever I had to do. So like I said, the support was there, the help was there. It's just, you got to take it.
Yeah.
If you don't take it, then you're going to fail and you ain't going to be where you want to be. So
you got to embrace that support.
You got to embrace it, yeah. You got to embrace the support because it's there.
Yeah.
It's always there. It's there.
There's a lot of people that fight it. I know I did. When I got to college,
did,
I was
yeah.
like, man, leave me alone.
Yeah, that's how I was. That's how I was too.
Like tutoring
I used to be
sessions,
annoyed.
They would book tutoring sessions. I'll go sit in there and twirl around on the chair. I was like, man, y'all leave me alone, dog.
I just try to watch extra film on purpose, but man, I'm watching film right now, man. I'll be in there in a little bit. I'm coming.
And that was a mistake on my end because we talked about it last episode. I finished up my first semester with 1.3 and then finished up my second semester with a 1.9. And if I would have just embraced the help, just embrace the help, man.
That's what I was too. I would shoot. At the end of my sophomore year, I had like a 2.3 or 2.4. But the move off campus was you had to have a 2.5.
Yeah.
But there was like, it's a crazy situation. There was like a couple of us like on that, you know what I mean, right there, right? Yeah. All we needed was 0.1, 0.2. So we had to have a meeting with Coach Harbaugh. Like we had to tell him like we was like, we gonna work. Like you gotta let us off campus. Yeah. Like I was like, when my family come up here, like they can't come to the door. Like we need somewhere to be. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the group who was with me, talking to Coach Harbaugh and them, they ended up changing the requirement. I don't know if you know, it was 2.5. They changed it to a 2.0. I was like, man, it's hard with like football and like how high academics is here, and like to keep up that level is kind of tough.
Yeah,
but
Michigan ain't have any. They ain't have any. There was very few like slack classes at Michigan because it's such a prestige academic school, so it wasn't like one of them things where you can just go take this class, and this class, get an A. Like there might have been 1 or 2 classes like that.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
But I lost track of millions. I took
every class.
Took an Adam Sandler movie study class. Boy,
I try to put because I went up there for a little bit and was academic about that. I tried to put Leak in like one of those. It was like a black hip hop class or something like that.
Or the movie class.
Yeah, the movie class. It ended up being sick.
Yeah.
And there was other boys that I tried to put in like a black history, black hip hop. It was literally talking about hip hop, like music.
It was
tough. And it was sick. I was like,
crazy.
man, Michigan's wild.
Crazy.
Like,
why is y'all making it
right,
this hard? Uche actually just graduated.
Did he finish up?
Yeah,
Shout
probably
out to
like they
Uche,
gave him
man.
they sent him his diploma or degree, whatever, like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's dope. Shout out to Uche, man, graduating. Sophomore year, you came on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it like it was yesterday. That record-breaking game against Minnesota.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What pre-game? What type of mood was you in?
Bro, it was crazy. Pre-game, the game was delayed. It was thunderstorming. It delayed like a whole hour. So I feel like everybody was thrown off real bad. You know, it was already a late game.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean? But first play of the game, like I got a tackle in the backfield, and from there I'm like, oh, it's on. Coach Brown kept sending me Snake City. You know about Snake City? Kept sending me off the edge. I'm making hella plays. Like keep sending me. Like, let's go. Like I'm telling Coach Brown, like, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
This was like our signal for like Snake, where I blitz off the edge. I'm like, I'm doing it like something like, you know what I mean, on the side type shit. He kept sending me, and like halftime, my stats was like I had like a sack already. I think I had 2 sacks already. I had like probably like 6 or 7, 8 tackles at the time. I'm like, I did this in one half. It's time to go back and do it again. Kept snapping. And eventually, at the end of the game, they was like, yeah, like, you got the record for tackles for loss in the game, like NCAA record.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like, what you talking about?
Thinking about that.
Yeah, then that game was crazy. That was probably my best game in my career.
Yeah.
I just felt free, bro. I was snapping. Like, I felt like nobody could block me. Nobody would stop me. I was just going crazy.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah,
I
was
remember
crazy.
that like it was yesterday. It was going crazy. And at what point did you feel like NFL was attainable? Like, I can touch that.
Or did you always know? Like,
that was always the goal.
Yeah.
I was always the goal. So I kind of felt like I would get there one day. It's just how I would get there, like what round I'm gonna get drafted, and I gotta keep working. You know what I mean? So I always had that drive to know, like, I'm gonna get to NFL. Like, I do whatever I gotta do to get there. But say the question again. My bad.
At what point did you feel like I can reach out and touch that goal?
like it's here.
Yeah, probably like, you know, since the beginning, for real. Like, cause that's always been my goal,
Even,
and that's like the standard my dad held me to. Like,
for sure.
NFL, like, gotta make it to the NFL. Like, we gonna work. Like, I remember him coming and pick me up from my friend's house. Like, come on, boy, like, we're about to go work out. I stay with my friend's house.
Right.
Like, you picking me up and stuff. But like, man, it's like everything I went through, everything I learned, like, it started from my dad. Literally wanting to go to NFL, wanting to be, you know what I mean, McKeesport, put it on my back, everything.
Right.
Like, it all started from my dad. You know what I mean? So I always, you know, show my respect, and, you know what I mean, because he's me.
Right.
Like, everything I am, that's who he is. So
That was always the goal, right?
When did it become reality?
At what point did you feel like this is?
Oh, yeah, I'm going for sure.
oh yeah, end of my sophomore year. End of my sophomore year, because I had a really good year, and something crazy I don't want to tell y'all. End of my sophomore year, going into my junior year, there were like all these blogs and stuff, all these pages and stuff saying like Hudson's like a sleeper first round pick. You know what I mean? And now I think about it today. Yeah, I was reading them. Yeah, I was reading it heavy. Like, searching my name up, it's like what they saying about me. And so going into my junior year, you know, seeing all that stuff, like, I feel like that's why I had a bad junior year. Like, I didn't have as good as junior year as I was supposed to, because I was trying to force it. Like, I was out there trying to hit everybody as hard as I can, like, running, getting strong as hell, like, you know what I mean? And I got 2 targeting calls in a row, which took me out for 3 games, and I feel like that messed up everything. Like, that messed up my flow. Like, I feel like I was trying to force it, like, because I wanted first round so bad, bro.
Right.
Like, I feel like I had the talent, I mean, even when I went 5th round, I feel like I had the talent to go 1st round. You know what I mean? So yeah, bro. So just going through all that, trying to force it and stuff really opened my eyes for real, because my senior year off season, I had a way different approach than what I did when I did my junior year. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to be more relaxed. I wanted to be more in shape. I wanted to let the game just come to me. You know what I mean? So
I used
to answer your question, I'll say sophomore year.
I was talking to Clay about that every week junior year. I was like, man, Leek's not playing with an open mind. Leek's not playing with an open mind. Like after every game, I would go sit in the office and talk to Clay. I was like, Leek's too focused on the NFL.
Yeah, I was. And even after we would leave from doing homework and stuff like that, I would always go to Clay and be like,
what the scouts
say, like what they saying, like they coming in, they asking about me. And I wasn't focused on what I should have been focused on. I should have been focused on just being myself. Like I said, letting the game come to me. You know what I mean? Because that's how I got to where I was at that moment. So yeah, I feel like that hurt me for real. But my senior year, I feel like my senior year was my best year, just overall, as in like off season training, even like in school too. Like just hella focused. Doing the film, focused on like my opponents, like specifically my opponents and the big picture itself. Like, cause I was always rolling with Uche, but like Uche really helped me dig deeper. Like he helped me dig deeper to like who I am and like to hard work and wanting to be something. You know what I mean? Like we both was just feeding off each other. Like we still talk about it to today. Like the stuff that we went through at Michigan was like, it was hard, and like I feel like the average person like would have quit or something. You know what I mean? Like even with all the stuff I went through, like I was still fighting stuff with my dad. Like that was actually a hard thing too. Like when the success started coming, it made it hard. I'm like, my dad's supposed to see this. Like he's supposed to be here. Like he's supposed to be witnessing this. Like he would have had a crib up there. He would have been at every game, bro. Like I'm crying before some games. Like I'm thinking like, during like the national anthem, you can get kind of emotional sometimes. I'm like really thinking like, man, this is the craziest stuff ever. Like I do like a whole turn, just look at all the fans. Like I can't believe I'm here. Like, and I came from there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And yeah, bro, it's just crazy. That stuff is crazy. I think about that stuff all the time.
Yeah, that feeling. Especially being in a big house, man.
100K,
bro. Crazy.
I can only imagine how your dad would be in a big house. Man,
you better hear his voice.
You see how he was in Little Tigers. Man. Imagine how he'd have been in a big house.
Man, you would have been to hear him over everybody. I promise you. He'd have been there going
and he got a seat right behind the bench, found his way up there. You might have seen him on the sideline.
He probably had a relationship with Coach Harbaugh, everything, man. The whole coaching staff would have probably known him. Man, that's crazy.
Man. So whenever you started that transition from college to professional, was there a mind shift in terms of how to take care of your body, in terms of the way you worked physically?
Being a professional. I feel like my first year I was still just going out there just on some just athletic stuff. I wasn't really like, I was stretching and stuff, I'd go out there, but like I would just get up like hour before practice was about to start. I'm cool, look over the plays real quick, go out there, like I know what I'm doing. But as I was getting older and as I was picking like the veterans' brain and all that, I would see them like stretching, doing extra stuff in the cold tub all the time, doing film, talking to the coaches all the time, talking to the trainers about their body. And I just kept like picking up on little stuff. Like a person I really kept watching was Ryan Kerrigan. He was he was a legend with the Redskins and stuff like that. Was there for like 10+ years and stuff until we traded him. But he had the same routine every single day. Like he would be stretching at the same time. I would always see him in the back corner of the weight room. Always see him watching film. Always see him like everything I said in the training room and all that, taking care of his body. So over the years, I would just picking up little stuff from like people. Like I picked up some stuff from Thomas Davis. Like I picked up some stuff from Bostic, Landon, like everybody, like, and I'm just putting it into my game. You know what I mean? How I prepare like how I get ready, like at night when I'm going over the plays, like right before I go to sleep, stretching right before I go to sleep. You know, in the morning, making sure I drink my bottles of water, making sure I get food in my body, watching film, da 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 da. You know, just taking that and just putting it in my game. And that's making me a better player, and I'm still doing it to today. And like I told you before this all started, like it's crazy because like now some young guys is asking me, like, what am I doing? Like, how you do this? How you do that? And shit, I was watching the other guys, and I was also, you know, doing it my own way as well. So just them asking me now, and like knowing that like I'm a veteran now, and you know I'm getting older and stuff, and guys is watching me. They watching me now, see what I'm doing. It's just a crazy feeling. You know what I mean? And, yeah.
Do you think you know, the strenuous time management at Michigan helped prepare you to be a professional and what came with it?
I definitely feel like it helped me. I definitely 110% feel like it helped me because Michigan, like Tamir know, gotta be disciplined. Like everything about Michigan is about discipline, being on time, doing what you gotta do, working as hard as you can, outworking everybody, and just being a dog, bro. So like I carried that whole mentality into the NFL. Like I've been learned that mentality from y'all, from like y'all's pops and stuff, coaching it from little Tigers. So like it just get enhanced every year. You know what I mean? So just carrying that mentality to the NFL, bro. Like everybody don't have that mentality, which is crazy. A lot of people think everybody in the NFL be working, or you know what I mean, they keep doing what they're doing. But a lot of guys is like happy to be there, happy to be there. Like they're comfortable. Like, I'm not comfortable. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to be the best, bro. Like I didn't do all this work to come here and just be another John Doe. Like I'm trying to be another great, Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? So just learning from Michigan and you know taking it to Washington and you know having a little twist to it from learning from other people and stuff. It's helped me as my career go, and it's starting to pay off too. It's starting to pay off. I can see it. You know what I mean? Stuff is going my way, and it's looking pretty good going into year 3. So I just got to keep doing what I'm doing, and everything going to fall in place.
It's all part of God's plan, man.
Mm-hmm. Who was that one person you felt like, I know you name dropped a lot of people on, you picked up little things. Who was that one person that you really leaned on to help you transition from student athlete to professional?
Like going to the NFL? One of our linebackers who got there before me, his name was Cole Holcomb. He was a 5th round pick before me too, but just like seeing what he do every day and him helping me along the way, like even with the plays, even with like, cause I was bouncing around from position to position. They had me doing everything. I was playing Sam, Mike, and Will, and then when we were in sub, I was playing backer and dime. And then they were trying to put me in a little bit at Buffalo nickel, but I was more linebacker. You know what I mean? They wanted just to get me comfortable with what my actual position was. But the way he helped me, like the way like I was just watching what he do, you know what I mean? The extra stuff that he do on and off the field, you know, him taking me under his wing and stuff, you know, to this day, you know, still to this day, I appreciate him for that. And I still try to follow some of the things he do. We got a tight relationship now. Like that's my boy. Like call him at any time. So yeah, it was really him who helped me transition from college to NFL for real.
That's dope.
So now you're in the NFL. Where was that? What game was it? Do you remember that first? Maybe it came in your 5th game, whatever. When you looked around, like, damn, I'm here. Like,
it's crazy, bro. It's crazy because my first year was COVID year. We ain't had no fans. So like, my first experience with having fans was my 2nd year when we played against the Chargers, the first game. But I really feel like then it really was like, like that for real, because I can't Michigan, bro. Right. Like, I played way more fans. But it is the NFL now, so like I was kind of like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like I'm in the league, But
what was your welcome to the NFL moment? When you was like, oh man, I'm here.
2nd game of my rookie year, bro. I was on punt. I was a wing, and the whole week, special teams coach kept saying, "No, this is guy. You know, Gardek was his last name. His last name is Gardek, number 42 or 40, something like that." Like, yeah, he's a tough guy. Like he's a good special teamer, and I'm like, I ain't hearing none of that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do my thing. So boom, I think it was the second second punt in the game. That might have been the first. Bro, he came up, bro. He rushed the edge, bro. He put his head and hands right on my chest and lifted me into the punter. Bro, I'm like, yo, I got a flag and everything, a holding call. Like,
you coming with me?
Yeah, he coming right with me. But no, that was definitely my welcome to the NFL moment. That was crazy, but I had got him the next time. I cut him next time. I cut him next time, but that was definitely my welcome to the NFL moment for sure.
Ooh, it's real.
Surely. Bro, it was so bad. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I texted him after. I'm like, yo, like, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like, you a great player. Like, I was watching your film and stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm watching you.
Right.
I said I'm watching you. I'm watching you every game. I'm feeding off of you.
Right.
So I mean, I feel like it was a bad thing and a good thing.
Yeah, not for sure.
So going into year 3, what's next? What do you feel like you'll be satisfied with at the end of year 3?
I feel like I want to just come into who I am, bro. Like, I'm ready to be that guy. You know what I mean? I'm ready to show the world what I can do. You know what I mean? The first 2 years, it is what it was. Special teams. Whenever I got my chance on defense, I did my thing. Had little splash plays here and there. But I feel like it's that time. Like, I'm about to get let off the leash.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I had a great offseason.
Yeah, that just gave me chills.
Still having a great offseason, bro. And just like my focusness and everything, bro, is just through the roof right now. So I feel like just that right there, I feel good. You know what I mean? I feel good. I feel like I'm growing. That's crazy. I feel like my mind is growing. Everything, like, I don't even think the same no more. Like, I always try to think positive. Like, think positive with everything, you know what I mean? Like, too much negative going on, bro. Like, I'm trying to spread love, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I still, like, we doing this and stuff. Like, I still stay in touch with all my boys. Like, I talk to everybody. So it's easy to get access to me, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like...
I can attest to that. I think we, over the time, even since younger, we had a great relationship. I can call you... It's still the same league. You know what I mean? It's still the same. You know what I mean? Nothing changed. I'll be down your way. Hey, League, pull up on me. All right, I'll be there 20 minutes. Send me that.
Exactly.
Stuff like that. So I can attest to that for sure.
You know what I mean? So just keep, you know what I mean, having easy access, bro, because I feel like a lot of people like to know, like, how I think, you know what I mean? Because, like, growing up, I talk, but I don't really talk that much. So, like, I kind of feel like I'm kind of like an interesting person.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like, I don't know. This is my love for everybody. I'm just a loving person.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, big heart.
I had a big heart.
Right.
And I look-y hate when people say, like, you can't help everybody. Like, I hate that. Because, like, I know I can't, but, like, I would like to feel that I can.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? That's why I try to do, like, the camps and stuff. Like, I always try to, like, talk to little kids, like, do this, do that. Like, I feel like I can help everybody and I can change for everybody. I know I probably really can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I like to know that I can. Like, I try to do everything I can to make an impact.
Right.
Like, not even just through sports, like, just in life, bro.
Right.
Like, if anybody need help, need somebody, like, need to talk to me or anything, like, I'm always there. Like, I always talk to my friends. Like, I got boyfriends and girlfriends and stuff that I always talk to and, just give them game. You know what I mean? You got to work hard. You got to do this and do that. So, like, I'm always there for everybody, you know what I mean? And me being like that, I feel like, it'll pay off, you know what I mean? Like,
do that get hard sometimes though? Like, do you feel like a pressure on your shoulder, like sometimes too heavy to carry?
Yeah.
Like, all right, I've been there for someone, because I was at a point there. Everybody been at a point before where you're always there for everyone. But when you need someone, do you have that person to fall back on? Do you ever feel that pressure?
I feel like there's people I can lean on.
Okay.
There's people I can lean on for surely, but I do feel like sometimes it can be overwhelming. You know what I mean? Because I am always so invested to try to make somebody happy, and sometimes I feel like, is somebody gonna call me? Sometimes, call me. Like, there's some people who call me and check on me, but I call people more than people call me. You know what I mean? So, like, sometimes it kind of be like, you know what I mean? Do people think about me sometimes? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I help everybody.
So if you stop calling, they gonna stop answering, or they gonna call me. You gonna talk if I don't call you? That's what you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I be thinking sometimes, but. You know what I mean? Just being me, I always check up on everybody.
Right.
Like, how you doing, bro? Like, or even on the game, be talking, like, chopping it up.
Yeah.
Always on the game, bro. Always on the game. Shoot, always on the game. The game is one of the things that kept me focused.
Man, I called
was
League
playing
at
good.
Michigan. Try to talk about an assignment or something. Boy, what you doing? Man, I'm on the game. Boy, you on the game all day.
Boy, that's like they'll FaceTime me and look up at the ceiling. Like, bro, you what you doing this weekend? Boy, it be like this back and forth. Yeah, bro.
They'll be like, swear.
Yeah, swear.
I don't know what you said. I just keep saying swear. Swear, bro.
Hey, bro, just hit me later, bro. Swear.
To wrap it up, man. If you can
Hold on,
leave-
before we wrap it
go
up,
ahead, what you
I gotta
got,
ask you.
Michigan State, little brother, big brother. They low key try to disrespect you in D. Bush. They locked their arms. Y'all boys warming up, and they wasn't budging. You know what I mean? Y'all wasn't budging either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's up with that?
Bro, it was crazy because when they first came out, I seen them from a distance, just lining up across the goal line, walking arms. I'm already thinking like, bro, what is y'all doing? And I see them all walking. Now I see them walking. Like now I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on some tough shit now. Like that's why like when they start getting close, I should start standing there like, you know what I mean? Like there it is, it even hit me. Like I was ready to go like on their arms, everything, bro. I was ready. They end up letting me go past, but like over on the other end, like they was holding like D. Bush, like, you know what I mean? And he started going crazy, started tripping. I'm just looking like, I'm really not even getting into it. I'm not really even talking. I'm not really like the talking type. Like I'm just mean mugging for. I'm just clapping like, all right, bet. Like this how y'all want to do it.
Right.
He was tripping. Now stomping on this, stomping on this shit. Stomping on this shit. So I'm like, we all, me, D. Bush. I think Lawrence Marshall was out there too. We went in the locker room like, oh yeah, they trying to do some bullshit like it's on, like we gonna kill them. We gonna kill them.
Yeah.
How was the locker room's reaction once y'all got in there? They seen y'all turned up.
They seen it because they were showing it on the
so they watched TV
too.
and seen it.
Yeah, because it was already like a big game.
Right.
I think it was like, I don't think it was one of the games of the week, but you know it's always a big game. Yeah, so they were showing already. They seen it, but we went out there and kicked their ass. And low-key, that game, I think Boots had his funeral that day. It's either his funeral was that day or he passed away that day. I can't remember, but I had motivation from that already. You know, that's my cuz, you know what I mean?
Right.
Lost my cuz and stuff, so that already had me teed. You know what I mean? I was already ready to go, so them doing that even enhanced it even more. Like, y'all definitely done it. Like, it's over. But yeah, no, that, them rivalries was crazy. Michigan State and Ohio State, them rivalries was crazy.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That was you there yet? That 2016 game?
At Ohio State?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that fourth
I was
and
there.
one.
Yeah, bro. I was a freshman, bro. That game was crazy. That might have been one of the craziest games I played in too, because we had to score. We had to score to go into overtime, bro. It was so loud, bro. We was on like the 5-yard line. It was, bro. I couldn't, like, if me and you was talking like this, like, you wouldn't be able to hear you.
Yeah.
Like, I had to get in your ear and scream. Like, that's how loud it was. We scored. Wilton Spade threw it to J.U. Chesson. He scored, bro. It went quiet. Like,
You hear a
as
pin drop.
a pin drop, bro.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then, you know, end up going to overtime. They cheated, but that is what it is.
Definitely cheated.
He didn't get that first down. Because look, if he didn't get that first down, the game was over there.
Yeah, it's fourth down.
We would be going to the playoffs, everything.
Yeah.
Man, that was crazy. But no, that was probably the loudest situation I was ever in, crowd-wise. Yeah, either that or Penn State when the game first started and we got a flag. We got to delay a game the first play of the game my senior year.
Man.
It was super loud, but yeah, that was probably the two most loudest situations I've ever been in.
That's dope, man. You got anything else, guys?
Uh-huh.
To wrap it up, man, what is, if you could leave a young boy right now, a young girl, whatever it is, student athlete that wants to play at the college level, what advice would you give them?
I would say definitely school first, because without your grades, you ain't nothing. You could be the best in the world. You could be the best we've ever seen. But if your grades aren't where they're required to be, then you're just gonna be another statistic. So I'll say grades, work ethic. Like you gotta want to put extra work in. Like no matter what it is, with school, you put extra work into studying, put extra work into playing football, basketball, trying to be a lawyer, anything you want to be, always you got to put extra work in. So just that dedication to do that, the hard work to do that, along with school, along with staying focused and making sure you're always doing the right thing, listening to the right people who's putting good advice in your ear, not listening to people who want you to do anything dumb that's going to jeopardize you, your career, or anybody that has to do with your family. So I feel like all that stuff play a role into being who you want to be and getting to that professional level, that collegiate level. Like, it all plays a role. You know what I mean? Everything has to click. But that's what I have to say.
Dope, man. That's it's the goat top.
Yeah, goat top.
Goat just spoke.
The
man.
unanimous number one.
Unanimous number one. Unanimous. If anybody argue that Leak ain't the best to ever come out the port, they hate, and that's.
But I mean,
I don't want to hear it.
You gotta go to old heads. Man. I don't know the old heads. I've never seen that.
I don't want to hear it.
Cause you get old heads that talk about Be Short.
I don't want to hear
They said
it.
Be Short was a dog. I'm going
Leak.
Leak. I'm going Leak 100%. Yeah, I'm going Leak. But I'm saying your pops might say something different.
No,
you know what I mean? You respect it. You know what I mean?
Somebody would say Trav though.
Trav, that's what I'm saying. Trav.
And he won.
Both of y'all.
He won too though.
Yeah, but that whole team was crazy.
Yeah.
Roster top to
Yeah.
bottom was stupid.
Yeah, nah, they probably the only team that was better than the 08 team. And y'all team was tough too. Y'all
Did y'all go to that game? When we lost at Gateway versus Ben Trafford.
Yeah, 4-2 man press. That game?
Bro, 4th and 22. 4-2 press.
Yeah, y'all team, cause Jig was a dog.
Jig was a dog.
I was hoping Jig stuck it out.
Jig
Was a dog. Their whole team was dogs.
Jig still be working out. He still be getting
I just seen him
it.
down the projects at the softball game.
Yeah, that's my dog.
Alright, boy. Yeah, he be, like, what up, bro?
But no, that was crazy, man.
We talk about GOAT. I feel like that phrase just be thrown out too often.
Yeah.
The GOAT, the greatest of all time. What's your take on that phrase? The greatest of all time. Like, how do you view that?
I view that as like the stats gotta prove it. I feel like man, I feel like a lot plays into it. Like I don't like getting into it for real, cause like I really don't like talking about myself that much. Even though I do feel like I was a good player and stuff, but I'll always talk about the people before me.
Aside from just you, like, what do you think about whenever you hear GOAT? Just because because to me, like, people say that, oh, he's the GOAT all the time. Yeah. Like, I see it on
to me, I think
media
you got to pinpoint it
time,
like different. So, like, for example, you could say like, all right, running back, I say Leak's the GOAT at running back. Quarterback, I might say Ty's the GOAT running back. That's how I view it. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Because especially when you're speaking at like the high school level, and McKeesport, an example, there's so many dogs at each position, and if you pinpoint one, that's like, all right, Leak was the GOAT at running safety, whatever.
So like stats, the impact you had, the consistency, the longevity, I feel like all that play in a role in you being like you're the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like, starting from, for example, White Oak all the way up to, wherever you end up getting to. You know what I mean? All that plays a role. Yeah. All that plays a role into, like, GOAT. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Not
everybody.
Everybody can't always do it from.
Everybody can't
from
be
Little
GOAT.
League to.
Everybody can't be a GOAT.
Call it. No, you're right. I mean, I'm going off position wise. That's what I'm saying. Like, when I talk about, for example, if I'm speaking like on some cocky shit, to go D-line, I'm the GOAT, come out of the port D-line. Like, I'll talk like that. Linebacker-wise, I'll name somebody. Say, like, you know what I mean? Everybody, different generations, like, you stood out, you made an impact, everything you said is just like, all right, that's GOAT talk. So, like, what you did, your time at, that's GOAT talk. Like, you got GOAT talk among you. Like, you got GOAT talk among you. Mm-hmm. So, like, everybody in different generations, different genres and stuff, you can sit there and say, like, all right, he dominated from Little Tigers, White Oak up until when you cut it off at BC. Mm-hmm. That's GOAT. That's a GOAT rap sheet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we talking about the dominance, the impact, all that. That's a GOAT rap sheet. Mm-hmm. And that's not a knock on anyone else.
GOAT. You and the GOAT talk, but it's you the GOAT. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
There's one. There gotta be one GOAT. There gotta be one.
That's where I'm at. But you know what I mean? The resume's nice.
the GOAT, you and the GOAT
I feel what he's saying.
Yeah, no, I do what
There
you're saying.
can't be multiple GOATs.
Can't be.
There's one of
GOAT.
the greatest of all time. So that's what he's saying.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
And my whole thing about it is I feel like the term is used too loosely.
Yeah.
Too loosely. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
like
is.
people
It is.
say that about everybody. Everything that
Everybody's
comes
a
up,
GOAT.
that's the
But
GOAT.
that's sports. It's all debate. Like you sit there, people say Curry's the GOAT or LeBron's the GOAT, MJ's the GOAT. Like that's sports debate. It's all about who I like at that time.
Mhm.
Like my
That's
preference.
my point.
Yeah.
But like the social media, everything is right. Like what's happening right now. Like where's
Who's
the
hot
hype
right
at
now,
right
right?
now? That ain't good.
But then
That
you
ain't
start
good,
you forget about people because, like for example, let's stay on the like names that people know, whatever. You forget about Kareem sometimes and the things he did because we wasn't sitting there watching the things he did. MJ, we caught the end of it. We didn't catch the the 90 to 93 run. We didn't catch that. We caught Kobe's prime, AI's prime. AI's your GOAT probably. No? All right.
He's my favorite player ever.
But I'm just saying, like, different, like, I can't speak on Kareem the same, or I can't speak on MJ. So I'm going to say LeBron's the GOAT to me. You know what I mean? So it depends on your generation. That's how it is, for real. There might people say Tim Duncan. Like,
Oh, everybody say that.
who? You get some old heads to say some Tim Duncan.
Is
dog.
Steph Curry in the top 10?
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. Depends on the generation. That's what I'm getting.
But he just won his 4th championship.
He
So
won his
like,
4th championship.
you gotta honor
He's
him.
the greatest shooter
Shooter all
ever
time.
lived.
I personally say
I
he's
think
top
he's in
10.
the top
All
10.
right, so who y'all
say
taking
something.
out?
Out of who though? Like who's in your top 10?
I got no order. I got LeBron, Jordan, Kareem, Magic.
But they're going that. How you saying Kareem and Magic? You've never seen them play.
I'm going off.
but
I'm
you
going off the
Doing
stats.
stats,
I'm going off the
okay.
stats
All right.
because the stats is
You can't
That's-
have
yeah,
that.
you can't have
from
the
stats.
You
Stats
can
over
because
there.
there's a lot of times you could go Bill Russell when they ain't have a in that generation they ain't have a 3-point line and he won 11 championships.
what he dominated.
But I'm saying though, it's just his stats ain't nowhere near as Kareem's or Magic's or whoever else. That's why stats is low key kind of hard when you get way back, when you go way back, because different rules and stuff played a part. Like nowadays, Curry's dominant because it's a 3-point game for him. And he's the greatest to ever do
He
that
made
game.
it a 3-point.
Absolutely,
Let's say
yeah,
that.
yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. But I'm just saying it's a 3-point. So anybody that come after him is chucking him. So it goes on generations, dog. Like
I feel like you got to take.
that's why I don't like putting nobody in my top 10 or 5 that I didn't see play. That's how I name my stuff. But go ahead on your top 10.
Where I stopped at, I said LeBron, Jordan,
Kareem, Magic.
Kareem Magic, Bird, Shaq, Tim Duncan. Who am I missing?
Kobe.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying like okay.
Yeah. Kobe. It's no order too. There's no order.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's time.
Got KD
Nah,
in there?
not yet. I feel like it's time to take either Bill Russell or Will Chamberlain out
And put Curry.
and put Curry in. Then
I'm with you.
and then one of them is the
I don't
last
know about
one.
Wilt, but
I just know he scored 100. Like you know what I mean?
but
Yeah.
I think Curry's in the top 10.
Yeah, I like your top 10 actually. Like you know,
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. Like I
I'll
like
put
it.
Shaq in my top 10. Though.
Yeah.
Shaq-
Nah,
yeah,
easy.
for surely.
Easy. I definitely put Shaq in my
Shaq
top
in my
10.
top
But there's
10.
like Akeem Olajuwon. I never watched him, but I know about him. Like I heard about him.
Yeah.
Like, he was mean.
Hey,
See,
guys
and
going
then
in my
I was gonna
top
say you
10.
got AI. Then you got
Yeah.
T Mac. Like me personally, T Mac is. I like T Mac.
I like T-Mac
T Mac's
too,
top
but
15
I think
to me.
I wouldn't put T-Mac over D-Wade though.
I would.
I would.
T-Mac. I
I
mean,
would.
T-Mac was a good player,
I would.
but he got injured. Like we ain't see.
His full.
Yeah, we ain't see the best of T-Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
He got hurt.
attest to that.
This is
That
like
was
Brandon
Cam
Roy.
Boyd, T Mac.
Cam love T-Mac.
He's the only one wearing T Mac.
Yeah. Cam love T-Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. You can think about. There's so many great players.
Yeah.
Cause they even like, do you? Nah, never mind. I'll bite my tongue on that one.
What do you want to say?
Chris Paul. The championships is what keep him.
I'm not a Chris Paul fan.
Oh, you're
I
not
ain't
a
gonna
fan?
lie.
Yeah.
I'm not a Chris Paul fan.
I'm more of a Tony Parker than Chris Paul fan. I'll give you that much. Because Tony Parker was a dog.
I feel like we talk about Chris Paul like he's on that level of like Magic
LeBron
Johnson and
yeah.
Steph Curry and Isaiah Thomas. I don't feel like he's on that level
Yeah.
because he never won. Like all them guys won.
Right, yeah. That's
Even
what I
like
said.
John Stockton, he never won, but he's a steals leader and he's a
So what
assist
about
leader.
Karl Malone?
The man.
He's the sickest.
He's one of the best. He's one of the
That's
best.
what. That's why I like going off generation
Yeah.
people I've seen, bro.
But no, it's Chris Paul's main though. He's definitely one of the best though. But I'm just not a fan.
But that's what
think
I
he's
was
good, though.
giving you
He's
example
mean.
of.
He's main.
Debate all day. Sports. That's what
Yeah.
sports is about.
Everybody got
Sit here and
their
tell. I can sit here and tell you, AI over Curry over AI. Go back and forth with that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I can sit here and tell you that. Don't forget about my dog. You know what I mean? You know who? Yeah, you know what I mean? No, Melo's not top 10.
Melo just like Chris Paul.
Melo, yeah, with the championships and stuff. But Melo top 10 all-time scorer.
You know Melo don't got one All NBA team. Not
For
one.
real?
Not one at all.
You know the sickest thing to me? Whenever people were talking about Kobe only got one MVP.
Yeah, I know. That's deep.
And he only got one MVP. And he only got 2 finals MVPs. He
Right.
got 5 rings.
Rings.
He only got 2
Yeah,
finals.
the
Shaq
Shaq-
got the 3-peats.
Shaq
Did
got
he?
all 3 of them.
He was
That's why I'm
snapping.
killing people with that argument. Whenever they be trying to put Kobe
Yeah,
over Bron, I'm like, boy,
yeah.
that boy wasn't even the best player on his team.
The only
He
thing
got
Kobe-
rings.
I say Kobe had over his
Yeah,
mentality.
that mentality
that
was crazy.
Yeah.
And,
Mamba
yeah,
mentality.
shooting the mentality.
Yeah, but now Bron,
Yeah, Ron
Yeah,
developed
he's-
his jumper.
yeah,
Mhm.
Bron jump shot crazy now.
But I don't know when he gonna retire. He going to year
Yeah.
20. He
When
look like
when
he
Bronny
still
get
look-
there,
I about to say, he
Bro,
said he
he's-
waiting for Bronny.
Bronny
Bro.
ain't getting there. Bronny's
Bronny ain't getting there? Oh, Bronny
Bronny
getting
ain't
there.
getting
they just
man.
dropped him in the rankings.
Yeah,
Did they?
Yeah, he was like number 30. I just
read.
read it the other day. He was like number 32, but they just dropped him down to number 60 or something like that. Something crazy.
I
He's
don't,
like,
I don't think he's that good. I mean, just watching.
See, I just see the highlights.
Like,
I think he's
they
decent.
don't impress me.
yeah.
But I think
I haven't really watched his highlights.
But I
for
do think he gonna grow another 3 or 4 inches. He only 6'3".
I think he's gonna be a sleeper, dog. He gonna be a sleeper wherever whoever gets
He
him.
only going
he gonna
pro
go
if
there
he
for
grow
2
another
years.
3 inches. He ain't going pro at 6'3".
No.
Nope.
Why? Because the way his game is.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
What is his name?
slow. It's like
It is kinda
physical,
slow.
It's like,
But he D up though.
I never watched his highlights, bro. So
I just
can't
watched.
even say.
I don't know the games. It might be different, but highlights I see he D up. And that's another thing. Like we go off of highlights. How we judging
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
That's your best
Yeah.
plays. Like you know
Mhm.
what I mean. Let me watch a whole game.
that's my thing. If your best plays ain't impressing me,
Yeah.
you can't be out
Yeah,
there.
you
Like,
can't.
these your best plays.
If your best plays ain't popping off the
Yeah.
screen, and it's like, and that's how recruiting was though. You gotta put
Yeah.
your first 3 plays gotta be the
Yeah.
craziest plays.
Yeah.
Like that was
You
that
got
was
at
the
least
talk.
have one game film where it's
Yeah.
straight dog.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That was everything. That's all they were saying. Like coaches only gonna watch the first 3 plays.
Yeah, they only gonna watch.
Jump out.
They ain't gonna
Yeah.
watch no more than 3 minutes of that tape.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Not at all. So you gotta put them best plays first.
But we appreciate you, dog.
Yes, sir.
Been
My
needing to
boys,
get that one,
always,
man.
Always love.
Yeah,
always.
Man, keep doing your thing, dog. When you get back to Washington, you know what time it is. Lock
Yes
in.
sir. Yes sir.
Swear.
Lock in.
So I
man.
gotta get down into a game. Man, I keep saying.
Status Podcast.